Nice.
Yeah. Coming up on this episode of Up for Debate, we're doing Super Bowl prop bets number 3. That's right, our third Super Bowl in a row. We're talking about the game, the halftime, and we're making all the crazy bets. Find out who the winner is next week. Tonight, the bets. Stick around. It's coming up right now. This is Up for Debate, episode number 102, recorded February 1st, 2018. Super Bowl Prop Bets 3. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the podcast that can talk about anything and often does. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by the man on the other end of the phone, Mr. Matt Mariani.
Hello there, Sean. Ready to make some losing bets?
Well, Matt, you know, if you look at our past record, yeah, for me, that's true. I've never won one of these things. And so it's upsetting, and I'm like, I went back and I listened to our old episodes, the last two, so I could kind of recap and remember what we talked about. And I realized I may not have taken it very seriously in the past. I made a lot of, I think I placed a bet that there would be an earthquake during one of the Super Bowls. But this year I'm not fooling around. This year,
you're not pulling any. You're going all out this year.
This year I'm in it to win it. Just like the two teams playing in the game, I am in it to win it.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, your track record hasn't really spoken very well in the past. I'm going for my triple crown as we speak. This is going to be year 3. The dynasty, if you will, is about to continue.
Well, let's remind folks of what's happened in the past. As I said, this is the third time we're doing it. If you didn't hear the last couple episodes, I went back and listened to them. They're still fun to listen to. If you haven't done that before, the first one we did, episode number 43, that was Super Bowl 50 back in 2016. Matt, you won that one with a score of 4-1. And then last year, we did it as well for Super Bowl 51 back in 2017. That was episode 72, and you won that one 7-4. So you're 2-0 in the Super Bowl prop bet challenge.
Won it by a field goal.
You did. You soundly beat me many times. But that's going to change this year.
Do you want to recap a couple of your favorite prop bets from the past? Not necessarily the outcome, but just your favorite your favorite bets that we've made. Some of them have been pretty fun, pretty unique.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because you can really tell what the Super Bowl was based on the bet. Like, you may remember you and I bet that what Cam Newton would do when he scored a touchdown in Super Bowl 50. What dance would he do? Would he hand the ball to a kid in the stand, Matt? The problem is he never scored a single touchdown in that game.
That's right, yeah.
So we lost that bet.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite outcome, because it was just like neither of us expected that. Option 3, he doesn't score at all.
No, we didn't even consider it.
No, and I remember we had it was what will Bill Belichick be wearing on the sidelines?
Yep.
And I guess the suit and tie or something like that.
Yeah, how did you win that is very confusing to me. I think what it was, I'm going to pay more attention this year. You got away with betting. I was like, I bet he'll wear the hoodie with the sleeves cut off. And you're like, I'll bet he wears anything else. And like, that's how, like, he could have come naked and you still would have won. So no more of that baloney. That was. I don't know, dude.
I thought I bet he was going to have like a 3-piece suit or something, or maybe that was what I said originally, and then it turned into anything but a hoodie.
Yes, exactly.
Which was a pretty good bet. That's pretty secure. Although, this is Belichick we're talking about, so it's probably like 50-50.
And you still won it.
Yeah. We always have the Gatorade bet, which I don't think either of us have successfully picked so far.
Well, last year was interesting.
The trouble is they don't show it. They usually don't. It's hard to get a shot of it.
Well, that, and last year, because of all of the excitement, the first ever overtime Super Bowl game, they didn't do the dump They didn't do the Gatorade dump last year.
They didn't do it at all.
So, we were completely out of that one. Yeah, last year we made I almost did it again this year, and then I realized how bad it was. We did a couple bets where it was how many times is something mentioned, how many times is Deflategate mentioned, how many times is Matty Ice mentioned, or how many Peyton Manning commercials there are. Problem is with those, you have to watch the Super Bowl so carefully. It's miserable.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So
It
no,
makes
we're
it
not
fun.
doing those this year. Because I learned that
Yeah.
you literally can't ever leave the TV for the whole game or you'll miss it.
Yeah.
It's a big issue.
It becomes, it's too much. It's too much. We're still trying to enjoy the game here.
Yes. Now, Matt, I do want to talk before we will get into the prop bets. I promise we've got a great list here. But before we do that, Matt, I want to talk a little bit about the game. Maybe folks out there don't follow football that closely. I know I don't know how sport friendly the Up for Debate audience is, but of course the Super Bowl is this coming weekend, February 4th. It is happening at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, home of the Vikings. Playing in the game, of course, for the AFC, the New England Patriots, coached by Big Belichick and quarterbacked by Tom Brady. And then on the other side, the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles, coached by Doug Peterson and quarterbacked by Nick Foles. Halftime will be performed by Justin Timberlake. The national anthem performed by recording artist Pink! Matt, are you excited for the Super Bowl?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody for listening. That concludes this episode.
No. If somebody had picked from a hat, literally the two teams I would never want to see playing in a Super Bowl against each other, it would be these two teams. If somebody were to set up like a Super Bowl from hell, it would be these two teams.
Stop.
It's
if not
somebody
that
were
bad.
to pick, this is literally the worst Super Bowl. This is just the only good positive thing I can say about the two teams playing is that I really, for the first time I think ever, I truly don't give a crap who wins. I truly do not care. It just does not matter. Like even when I normally say I don't care who wins, like I'm still kind of sort of pulling for one of them over the other and secretly being like, yeah, it'd be kind of nice if they won. I don't really care one way or another, but if they won, it'd be kind of nice. This team, I somehow hope that both of them lose. I know that's not an option. I don't know how that scenario would play out, but no, I mean, it is what it is. I have to say I'm not a bitter Giants fan. I would say that the Patriots deserve to be there. They're not. A lot of people say that they cheat and that their coach does nefarious things, but I think you got to give them at least some degree of credit. There's got to be some kind of talent. Either that or all of the NFL is just a giant rigged, scripted league, which is also entirely possible. I wouldn't rule that out at all.
No, you might.
Speaking of which, just a quick little sidebar. Did you hear Sean Jennings? Did you hear the announcement that was made by Vince McMahon several weeks ago?
Oh boy,
several days ago.
You may not know this, but I am a big XFL fan.
Really? What a time to be alive.
Matt, first of all, let me make one thing clear. This will totally really happen for real. Like, he's going to do it. Let's be clear. I mean, Matt, I know you're probably a New York, New Jersey Hitmen fan, I'm assuming.
Of course.
From the original league. I was more of a Los Angeles Extreme guy myself, but of course, the only team to ever win the XFL $1 million championship game.
Yeah, that's right.
And hoist that trophy. You laugh. I do know things about the XFL.
I got a Hitman jersey in my locker right now, or my closet right now. I'm just waiting to dig it out, take it out of mothballs. It's been there since 2003. How long ago was the XFL?
2001. I'm gonna guess it's
2001.
It's of course I'm assuming the jersey is for their star quarterback who was.
Of course, the immortal
Tommy Maddox, of course.
Yes, Tommy Maddox, right? Yeah.
Yes, who I believe was the league MVP that year. That one I might have to actually look up.
The one and only.
He was the MVP
Tommy
that
Maddox.
year. Yep.
something about a league that like they take football and then make it even more unsafe. They basically just flip the bird to all the safety regulations and say like we're gonna double down on the concussions and injuries. Yeah, that's a league that I wanna get behind. I can really get behind that. So
Yeah, I mean,
I can't wait. Maybe this time next year we'll be making XFL Super Bowl prop bet.
oh Lord. Yeah, Matt, I can't think of anything more tone deaf than announcing a league that's more violent than the NFL. That is absolutely insane. No, seriously.
But by God, these players, the XFL, they will stand for the national anthem. I can tell you that.
Yeah, what does that say when the two main tenets of your league are we will hurt people and don't even think about protesting?
No, those are bumper stickers right there.
It's pretty amazing. You know, what's great is that I have to track down the name. There's a great book about the history of the XFL that actually we should do that on the show at some point in the future.
Okay. I'm all for that.
Because it is a really long bomb how the XFL became TV's biggest fiasco. It's a really interesting book. And it's a great read about the history of the XFL. I will say, the XFL did produce one of my favorite people of all time, Bobby Singh. You've probably never heard of him. He is a guard, but he is the only player in the history of planet Earth who in his career won an XFL championship, a Super Bowl, and the Grey Cup, the championship of the Canadian Football League. What an impressive accomplishment.
What a resume. And no AFL. I'm assuming he's too young for that, but
yeah, no, this was far. He won in 99 with the Rams, in 01 with the Extreme, and then later with one of the Canadian teams. So
fantastic.
Anyhow,
that's a pretty cool fun fact. That's a kind of pub trivia question that I like 0.01% of people would be able to answer that.
I feel like only Bobby Singh knows that. I feel like nobody else knows that except for him. That and Wikipedia will tell you that. But yes, we do need to do an episode on the XFL. Mark that down. No, Matt, I'm very bummed to hear you're not excited about the Super Bowl. I'm less excited than last year, but I'm still mildly excited. I agree. I think the playoffs, let me ask you this, Matt. Of the 12 teams that made the playoffs, what two would you have rather seen go head-to-head? Who would have been better?
I would have liked my dream matchup that I would have thought would have been the most entertaining would be Jacksonville versus Jacksonville, Minnesota would have been pretty good.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah, I would have absolutely taken that one.
It would have been a real defensive
there you would
battle.
Have it would have been a home field, situation for the Vikings. They could have been they could have the potential to be the first team ever to win in front of their home crowd in the Super Bowl. No team has ever done that.
Yep.
That would have been really cool. And of course, on the other side, you have Jacksonville, who's never won a Super Bowl. I don't think has ever been in a Super Bowl.
Very true.
If I'm not mistaken. So that would have been cool. But one of
4 teams to have never been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was going to say a handful of teams that have never been to the Super Bowl. That would have been exciting, and I would have loved that Super Bowl. But it's not the one we got, Sean. Instead, we got the world's worst fans, and we've got.
I don't know what team you're talking about when you say that.
Exactly. I'm trying to pick two ambiguous statements that you would. So we've got I'll say the world's most obnoxious fans.
Yep.
And the world's most annoying fans.
Yep.
And I'll let you figure out the two fan bases there.
Yeah. It's
part of. If I had to pick one, gun to my head, absolutely, would rather see one win between the two. And I would much rather they both lose. I'd probably go for the Patriots to win, only because right now the Giants are sitting at the only the most recent team in our division to bring home Super Bowl, and that changes if the Eagles win. So I guess I would pull for the Patriots on that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. I was really rooting for a Patriots Saints Super Bowl because I would have loved to have seen Drew Brees and Tom Brady going at it.
Oh, that would have been tremendous. Yeah,
That would have been a great
game. That would have been absolutely incredible, but that guy couldn't tackle. He couldn't make the tackle.
No, so close. I was rooting for him the whole game.
That rookie guy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, man. Okay, so you're not excited about the game. That's fair. What about the halftime? JT, Justin Timberlake, is back 15 years after his wardrobe malfunction snafu. He's got all the hits. He's got the moves, Matt. Are you excited for JT?
Yes, that is something that I think will be the best part of the program. He'll be all right. I'm not like super excited, but I think it'll be fun. I think he puts on a terrific show, and he's also just unbelievably talented. I've had the privilege of seeing him live, and he is tremendous artist. But I mean, at the same time, it's going to be like, it's going to be extremely tame. And I always, the halftime shows that I like are the ones that push the envelope, the ones that like go right up to the line, and then they cause a controversy. It's something to talk about around the water cooler the next day, something to talk about around the lunch table, whatever. I remember the halftime show with Beyonce caused quite a controversy because of one of her songs, Formation, I think it was.
Yep.
And referencing the police shootings. And then there was also the controversy with, who's the one that flipped off the camera?
Oh, that was MIA.
MIA, yes, MIA. And then, of course, the whole boob controversy, which was just the dumbest thing ever and most hilarious thing ever. Because you realize in any other country besides this one, that would not have been a big deal at all.
Well, it's kind of crazy.
Like
so,
yeah.
ESPN published a good retrospective article today I was reading, talking to like the producers of the halftime show, kind of just doing a retrospective on it. And you think about it today, I also read an article today about how the Sci-Fi Channel has officially told all their shows you can say fuck on TV now. On the Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh.
This isn't HBO, this is Sci-Fi Channel. Now you're limited to 10 an episode, which I think is funny, but if you think about how far we've come in 15 years, if that happened today, I don't think it would be a big deal it's like just in my modern 2018 mind, it's shocking that this was like a national controversy for like a year.
Yeah.
Like you don't even see anything. Like that's what I'm saying.
It was a huge deal.
It's so tame. It's so tame.
And then for the next 6 or 7 years after that, who was all the next decade really was all every Super Bowl act was like a 70-year-old man.
Are you saying Paul McCartney wasn't exciting?
Paul McCartney was right after
the Who, Rolling Stones,
the event. Yep, and you had Bruce Springsteen, who I think in my mind put together probably the best halftime show in recent memory.
It was a good one.
And the Who was not bad either. The Who was right behind them. That was also an incredible show.
Yep.
You had Prince gave a halftime show in the rain.
Oh, he was great. I thought Katy Perry did a great halftime show.
Yeah.
It was poppy, but I thought she held her own.
Left Shark. See, that was another thing. Left Shark. Yeah. Like, do you remember anything from last year's halftime show that left an impression on you? That was like, oh, I can't believe that happened.
I do remember that she rappelled down from the ceiling of NRG Stadium. That was pretty neat. The actual performance, it was pretty mild.
Pretty unmemorable.
Yeah.
Pretty unmemorable. There were the drones, the red, white, and blue drones.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty mild.
I don't know.
No, I
always like the just like that. That's a national stage. That's like an opportunity to do something crazy and controversial, and a lot of the times I feel like they fall short on that.
Well, we have Matt. We have a Facebook comment from John Pedrati watching us live. Bruno, he says Bruno Mars was good. I agree. That he is a very natural performer.
I'm so sick of Bruno Mars.
No, he's
so sick of him.
I like that he kind of shows up for a while, and then goes away for a while, and then comes back. And I think he's in an upswing right now.
I think that he wasn't bad. He was definitely he put on a good show, but I don't know. It was nothing. Like, I want to see something crazy happen. That's my only hope, is that maybe, you know what I hope for? I hope that Janet Jackson comes back on stage and they reenact the whole boob scandal right there.
Well, Matt, that was going to be one of our prop bets, was that Janet Jackson was going to show up. So hold your opinions on that until we. But not only does she show up, but then they reenact the entire thing. But then they go like 3 steps further. Like what? Like she's just like completely topless.
Whatever. You can totally use your imagination for that. I'll just say that I want them to go even further.
Well, not to get political about it, but part of the ESPN story that was interesting pointed out that episode did absolutely nothing to Justin Timberlake's career, but really pumped the brakes on Janet Jackson's career, which seems extremely unfair. But so be it.
Well, the NFL formally lifted the ban on him.
Yeah.
Performing in the halftime show, but did not lift her ban.
Yeah.
So take from that what you will.
Let's see, Matt. Any other thoughts on the Super Bowl at large before we get into our prop bets?
No, I think we can just jump right in. Bill Belichick. You think he'll be sleeveless, or? I mean, it's hard. It's kind of hard to go with the sleeveless in a. It's Minnesota, but it's a dome, so I think he'll go. I think he'll go with the sleeveless.
I think, thank goodness this isn't, so we're not doing, and what I like about these prop bets, by the way, is we don't do the same ones every year. That's one we're not doing this year, but I will say, I learned last year, Bill Belichick dresses up for the Super Bowl. I don't think he would wear a cutoff shirt. That's like a home game against the Jets, he does that. But like for the Super Bowl, he's going to get legit with the outfit. So I think he'll be a little more formal than that. But Matt, we have a list here of about a dozen prop bets we're going to go through. I would say what the rules are, but there really barely are any. We're each going to make our pick. We're allowed to pick the same thing, but then it's just a wash either way. But if you get a correct one, you get a point. I recommend everyone during the Super Bowl at Up for Debate TV on Twitter, we will be live tweeting the results of these bets as the Super Bowl is happening. So you should follow us there and get the updates as it's happening. And we'll be back next week to formally announce the winner and recap the game and all of the events that followed. Matt, let's jump into our first bet here. And it is a classic. We've done this one every year, and we're going to continue with this year. It's one of the first things that happens in the game before the game even starts, and that is the coin toss. That is the coin toss. It's 50-50, heads or tails. Of course, they use a special Super Bowl coin usually. I think on one side is the Super Bowl logo, and on the other side is the logo of the stadium, but they still call it heads or tails. Now, Matt, interestingly enough, you've won this bet the last 2 years in a row, and both years you picked tails. So I'm going to let you go ahead and go first, Matt. Are you picking heads or tails for this year's Super Bowl?
Tails never fails. I'm going tails.
Any reason why? Just because it's been good to you so far?
I feel like I got to complete the trifecta.
All right. Well, I'm happy to take heads. I don't think it happens 3 years in a row. So, I'm just writing this down, Matt. Tails. Okay. Well, that's an easy one. We'll see how that one comes out. Next up, Matt. Generally, in terms of the order of things happening, the national anthem, of course, is a big part of the Super Bowl. A lot of superstars over the years have done an excellent job performing it. This year, the national anthem will be performed by a multi-platinum recording artist, Pink! And the bet this year, national anthem, how long will it take? And it's funny because we had do you remember the controversy last year?
Oh, wasn't it? Was Kelly Clarkson involved?
It's funny. I actually don't remember who sang it.
No,
No,
maybe I might be
it was
thinking of.
2 years ago when Lady Gaga sang, and at the end of the
Okay.
song, she sang
Yep.
"Brave" twice, and the question was, do they count the second "Brave"? And they didn't. And so for this year, the official prop bet, and you can make bets by the way on all these things we'll be talking about, is that it starts when the first note is sang to when they finish singing "Brave" once. And it says it specifically. If they sing "Brave" more than once, they only count the first one. An important distinction.
So wait, remind, what does that mean? She said "brave" twice.
So she was like, "And the home of the brave," and there was applause. The brave. She sang it twice.
Oh, okay. She like.
She repeated
Okay.
it.
I gotcha.
And
Yeah.
so they've made it official now. If the artist were to repeat that, it does not count towards the
Doesn't
time.
count. It has to be as soon as that "Home of the Brave" the song is over.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Now, Matt, the question
Okay.
for you: over or under 2 minutes? I'll pick this one first. You have to pick the last one first. I don't know if there's really any strategy to this.
So this is Pink. Okay.
Yes, the American national anthem, very important.
All right.
Not the Canadian.
Did you want to pick first?
Yeah, I'll pick first this one because you picked the
go
coin
for
first.
it.
And I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over 2 minutes on this one. And my rationale for that is that historically it usually takes over 2 minutes. So I don't know the exact percentage, but more than half the time it takes over 2 minutes. So that's my
Yeah,
theory.
I would have taken the over on that one just because it's Pink. Because I don't know. I feel like she would like as much camera time as possible.
Sure.
Just because she has a concert to promote, she's on tour. Makes a lot of sense to try to get as much camera time as she can. Also, there are a lot of fans that want to see her. They want to see her perform, and she's not gonna try to blow through it by any means. So I would have taken over, but yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet.
All
I'll
right.
go with the under.
Well, you can take the over, Matt. We've done it in the past where we took the same thing. No, I really don't care. You want to take it, take it.
I don't think that's in the spirit of.
Well, we've done it the last 2 years, so it's exactly in the spirit.
But then no one takes the under. Then we both lose or we both win.
Yeah, but that's okay as long as we don't do it on all of them. That's fine. You pick what you want to pick. I'm giving you the out. If you want to pick it,
I want to go with the over on that.
Okay.
One. I think it's going to be over 2 minutes. Yeah.
That's totally fair. Let's see what order we want to do these in. Let's talk about one other thing that is outside of the game before we get into actual things relating to the game, and that is the president, the Orange Man himself. There is a real prop bet you can bet on how many times he tweets both during the whole day on Sunday as well as during the actual game. Now, Matt, the Vegas line on this, okay, is 5 tweets on all of Sunday. You take the over or the under. And 3.5 tweets during the game itself. So we can decide if we want to do both of those or just one of them.
What is a half tweet?
What is it? Well, it's just one of those Vegas things where it's like, someone decided. That it's a good question. That's why you pick more or less. So I guess you can't pick a half.
I guess that's kind of like insinuating that there will be either 3 or 4, like kind of in between.
Yep.
Okay. I was just making a little. Everybody's like, oh, half. Well, you can't have half a person. Like, a little statistics joke there. But a half of a tweet. I guess that'd be 120 characters, right?
There you go. There you go. He's tweeting. Maybe he's tweeting on the toilet and drops his phone and doesn't finish it. It's only half a tweet.
Yeah, like mid sentence or something. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So the Vegas line is 5 for the entire day, including the Super Bowl, or 5 for the day before and after the Super Bowl?
Inclusive, all inclusive. So we don't really have to pick both. We can pick one or the other. I'll since you're picking first.
We could have our own. We could pick our own number too, right?
Sure.
So we don't have to go off the Vegas odds.
Not at all. However you want to do it.
I think he's going to tweet 4. Yeah, 4 sounds like a good amount.
Now, is that 4 all day Sunday or 4 during the game?
I'll say 3 during the game,
Okay.
and he's going to tweet 5 for the whole day in total.
Okay.
No, 4 for the whole day in total, 3 for the game
Okay.
itself. No, I'm changing it again. He's only going to tweet twice during the game. He is going to tweet 4 times for the day, and that is my final answer. Lock it in.
Okay, it is locked in. Now the question is, Matt, am I? You tell me. Am I allowed to pick the over under on yours, or do I actually have to pick a number?
Oh, you have to actually pick a number.
Oh darn! I was really hoping to pass one by you. No, I am I am overwhelmingly not even. I don't even have to question it. I'm going under. I think this every time we do one of these. How often does something happen? Questions in the Super Bowl, it's always way less than we think. I think like the other year when we did like how many times is Deflategate, we were like 5, 6, 7 times. It's like no, they didn't mention it at all. So I'm absolutely taking the under. I am going to say that there will be in-game 0 tweets. In-game. And then all day Sunday, I'm going to say 1.
Wow.
I really don't. And here's why. I'll give you my rationale. Because
sure,
if the only time he tweets is when he is bored and watching cable news. Seriously, I mean, it's true. And they've kind of proven a little bit that some of his other tweets, he's not the only one who tweets from that account. So, but when he's actually doing it, it is in the mornings at 5, 6, 7 a.m., when I think during the game, I'm sure there'll be a party. He'll be the center of attention. He's not going to be on his phone tweeting unless there's like some big controversial, Justin Timberlake throws up 2 middle fingers and says, dreamers forever. But
that's exactly what I'm banking on.
But it's Justin Timberlake.
Not with Justin Timberlake. Not with Justin Timberlake. Definitely not. He's not going to have.
But then who else is going to do it?
There's going to be 0 controversy with him. The commercials, Sean. I think there's going to be a lot of the time. Especially since the election, commercials have kind of taken over as the mouthpiece for protest, or the mouthpiece for political discussion, one way or another.
But I'll challenge you.
The Budweiser commercial last year with the immigration reform.
Oh, last year was bonkers. With those commercials.
It was like every other commercial was a statement.
But I'm going to challenge you in 2 ways on that, because I don't think you're right, and here's why. One, a lot of companies have already released their Super Bowl commercials. I've seen a few. Almost none are as overtly political as last year. A couple of them lean in that direction. It's like not even close to last year in terms of the political. And on the other side, he didn't tweet during last year's Super Bowl when all these commercials were happening. So I have no reason to think he would this year.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like you said, there is a pattern to when he tweets, and I always think he tweets the most when when things are stirring in Washington and things are happening on Capitol Hill. He doesn't really tweet very much in response to things that aren't directly affecting him. That being said, I think there's a possibility, just with the amount of tension that has ramped up between him and the NFL, with the kneeling during the anthem, and all the other. I mean, this is a guy that has tweeted a lot about the NFL specifically this year, kind of going after them from his point of view. So I think he's going to tweet just because people are expecting it, and because I don't think he can help himself. I mean, this is a night when the attention is not going to be all focused on him. The attention is going to be focused on this organization that he hates. And I don't think that's going to sit with him. I think he's going to. I don't think it's going to be crazy. It's not going to be trying to start a Twitter war during the Super Bowl. But I don't think he can just let it go that all these people are watching. He's definitely going to tweet more than once, because he's going to have a tweet about about the NFL, and he's going to mention something about their failing numbers or how this is the least watched Super Bowl ever.
Monday,
something like
Monday
that.
Monday morning, he's going to do that. That's the thing. I don't think it's going to be on Sunday, especially not during the game. Monday morning, totally. I'll give that to you 100%.
Well, I'll give this also to you. He's also very close personal friends with Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft, especially owner of the New England Patriots. So you don't think he'll at least tweet out a either congratulations or condolences or good luck, something like that?
Well, I gave him one on Sunday, but we'll see, Matt. We'll see. I think this may be one of the more interesting bets we'll do tonight, because of all the theory behind it. Now, before we get to the game, I think the next thing we'll hit here, we'll do the halftime show, and then we'll actually get to the game. Yeah.
For the record, I think you're probably right. I think that this is a constant pattern that we overblow and overmagnify a lot of the happenings. I mean, you saw that with Matty Ice last year. I don't think they said it once.
No. But, Matt, also,
so he'll probably win that one.
If anyone's going to surprise us, it's him. So
Indeed.
So you never know.
He's the wild card. He's the trump card.
Oh, boy. So. Jesus Christ. All right. So we've got some prop bets here on the halftime show, starting with how will Justin Timberlake enter the arena? This is an actual bet you can place real money on, and it breaks down like this. The odds are Zipline 2-1, car 5-1, motorcycle 7-1, jetpack 15-1, dog sled 20-1, parachute 50-1, or anything else 3-1, which is actually somehow worse odds than a zip line. And Matt, this is a bit of a confusing one.
Yeah, well, the dog sled made me laugh. I don't know how that even made the list. It like, I get his Minnesota, I get it, but I don't know. You know how fast Peter would be on that if he actually came out on a dog sled. So that would be a nightmare with the people for ethical treatment of animals.
Yeah, you can't. No, you can't do that. I like Jetpack personally.
Remember when they used to take out ads? They had ads.
Oh yeah,
for a couple of years. Yeah.
Matt, do you want to place a bet on how you think JT will enter the arena?
I would love to put money on the Jetpack, believe me. But my reputation is at stake here. My record's at stake. I'm
That's true.
2-0, so I can't be messing around with my bets. I also don't know how Zipline made it up so high, but I like it. I think I like it enough to maybe consider it. Definitely consider it. I'm really torn between the Zipline. See, entrances haven't really been much of a thing. Like, it's not like it's not like a running trend that every Super Bowl artist is going to have, like, they have to have their own unique entrance. I mean, it's happened a few times. I'm trying to think back. You had Lady Gaga, who kind of, what'd she do? She did like a kind of bungee jump kind of thing.
Yeah, she really rappelled down from the ceiling.
Rappelled down, which was pretty unique. You had Katy Perry do something. No, was it her?
I don't remember.
What was her entrance? I don't think I think she had a pretty big. Everybody kind of just they're on the stage all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Or like they come in from the crowd or something like that. Never really that insane. Timberlake, I could see, depending on the song he opens up with. Zipline would be a pretty cool one. I don't think he's going to do it, though. I'm going to go with he just comes out, like, just kind of appears on the stage. There's no big, special, spectacular opening.
Okay. You can do it. I have no problem with that. Appears.
Or,
yeah.
If you want to get specific, back when he performed the Super Bowl with NSYNC, the Janet Jackson controversy, I believe they appeared on the stage. They were like they got like elevated onto the stage via like a essentially like a warehouse elevator kind
Yeah.
of thing, if I remember correctly. I think you may try to imitate that.
Okay. So you're gonna bet on
Yeah,
rises from the stage.
yeah, I guess so. I guess I'll go with that.
Okay. That's
It's a longer shot than appears. I think appears is a little bit more likely, but
Well, I'll be honest with you,
I
Matt.
don't
That's what
know.
I was gonna pick. I was gonna pick rises from the stage. So
Were you?
you scooped me. You scooped me on
I
that one.
did.
Not great.
Yeah, I got to go with that. Rises from the
No, it's a good one.
Yeah, just because it would be a nice parallel of what he did the first time.
Yeah. It's an interesting list. I agree. Jetpack, dope. Dog sled, pretty cool. Motorcycle, very unsafe. Parachute, extremely unsafe. I think I am going to put my money on, and I'm going to steal this. This is what, if you remember, I believe Coldplay did a couple years ago when they did their halftime show. And I'm going to say JT comes out from one of the concourses, one of the field level concourses at one of the corners of the stadium, and actually enters in with the crowd on the field at crowd level.
Yep.
And makes his way to the stage.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I was thinking back to Coldplay's opening actually when I remember they came out. They kind of started their performance on the field right before they even got to the stage.
Yeah, they kind of came
And then
out singing.
They moved over to the stage. Yeah, like with the crowd.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That'll be my bet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to do the set list in a second, Matt, but I want to give you an opportunity. If you want to place a bet down, we've got two of them. Will NSYNC perform with Justin Timberlake, and will Janet Jackson perform with Justin Timberlake? You can take one, both, or neither.
I'm going neither.
You're going neither.
I'm going neither. It's just going to be JT. It's all about JT. I would like to have them both. Can we say select members of NSYNC?
Well, why would they have like some maybe, of them and not? It's like, and Joey Fatone. Like,
yeah, exactly. Joey Fatone just shows up.
That would be very
or Lance
confusing.
Bass says, "Hey guys, remember me?" Yeah, I don't think any of them. I'm going to say that no, it's just going to be JT. He's become just too big of a thing on his own, too big of a musical phenomenon on his own, to the point where, like, it would be great to get the gang back together, but I don't think they really want to be second fiddle as much as second, third, and fourth fiddle, really. As much as we want them on the stage. So, yeah, he's also become kind of his own. He's gotten into his own with music. He's got a country album coming out that he's going to want to promote. There's just not enough time, you know. There's just not enough time in that little 15 minutes that he has for. Oh, here's NSYNC. They're going to come out and we're going to do a couple numbers with them, and I got to make sure I hit my like post NSYNC pop solo phase, like breakout solo artist phase, and I've got my I'm like a dancing guy now phase. I got all the dance moves that he moved on after that. He's got too many phases now, you know, and I don't think there's enough time to fit them all to include NSYNC. So, and sure as hell, Janet Jackson is not going to appear because, I don't think the NFL really wants. I mean, the NFL is already kind of embroiled in enough. It's got enough crap going on. I don't think they want to, you know, reopen old wounds with that controversy. I mean, they're in the public spotlight as it is constantly. Being like, hey, remember this huge controversy that we were responsible for? I just don't see it happening. I think the NFL would not want it. So I think it's just going to be JT.
Interesting. I agree with Janet Jackson. 0.0% chance that happens. That is dead on arrival. Not a thing. But when it comes in, I'm going to take NSYNC. I'm going to take NSYNC on this, and here's why. When it comes to, for me, Super Bowl prop bets, it's all about history, historical records. Has these things happened before? And we were all floored when Beyonce brought out Destiny's Child a couple years ago. They said Beyonce's the biggest star in the world. Why would she dredge that up and bring them out of retirement? And boom, huge moment. I think we've seen the Backstreet Boys get back together. I think Justin Timberlake, he's older, he's more mature. I think bringing him out for a song or two, they're probably cheap to get for the day. Like, I can't, probably easy to get there for a song or two. And I think, a Super Bowl halftime show is about 13, 15 minutes long. I mean, Justin Timberlake has a lot of solo hits, but a lot of his hits were with NSYNC. So I think it makes sense to have them there. I think it makes the show more fun. And I think it is a realistic possibility. I'm going to take NSYNC on this one.
Wouldn't it be great if he appeared with NSYNC, like, on the stage, like, first? Like, not even if they come out and do a couple songs and leave. If like, it was NSYNC out there on the stage, and then the other people, they're like, the rest of NSYNC can just kind of go away, and just like, he remains. It kind of be like the story of his career.
Yeah,
I think starting the show with NSYNC. That'd be kind of neat.
That's what it should be. I mean, that's what, especially the last couple of years, it's like an artist's greatest hits. It's sort of, it is their discography, more or less, and that's, NSYNC is a big part of his. So I think it would be crazy to not include them.
It would be crazy. I don't know what the dynamic is like with all of them.
True.
I don't know if they,
True. But the thing is,
the dynamic may be different from Destiny's Child.
I'm trying to think. These shows always bring in a guest. They always bring in somebody else. There's no way it's just JT for the whole show. I would be floored. Now, if it's not NSYNC, it might be somebody else, but it would be interesting. He had that song with Madonna. What was the 4 minutes there? That was a moderate hit for him. Anyhow.
Yeah. He did.
Matt, next up, one of my favorite bets we do, and that is the Pick the Set List bet, where you and I each choose 3 songs we think will be performed during the halftime show. Historically, you have done better at this than I have. Last year we tied. The year before that you won the Coldplay battle. And so this year I think we're each going to pick 3 songs. We'll do it draft style, where I'll pick one, then you'll pick one, then I'll pick one, then you'll pick one. But to decide who gets first pick, I've got my D20 here, Matt, and I'll give you the opportunity. Do you want the over or the under? You want to succeed or fail on your roll?
I'm going to go with succeed.
You're going to go with succeed. We'll say that's 11 or higher. And I rolled a 13, so you get first pick, Matt. What is your first pick for the Justin Timberlake Setlist Challenge?
Okay, do these have to be in any particular order? Like the 3 I choose, does it have to be like he's going to do this one first, or just any 3?
Any
3, right?
He can perform them at any time.
All right, so I think he's going to close with Mirror.
Okay.
That's going to be his finale song. It's a really good one to close off on. It's like you're my mirror staring back at me. That's a good lyric.
It was one of his biggest hits.
Yep, and it was one of his biggest hits for sure. I think he's got to do.
Oh, don't say another one.
Something off.
Don't say another one.
He's got to do what?
Because I get to pick the next one. We alternate.
Oh, I thought I picked 3.
No, well, you will pick 3, but you're going to pick one, then I pick one, then you pick one, then I pick.
We do one, and one. Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
right.
I'm not going to let you get all the good songs. No, you're good. And it's great, Matt, because you did not pick my number 1 pick. So okay. For me, the absolute no-brainer, he will perform this song, has to be Can't Stop the Feeling. It's one of his newest hits. It was a huge hit. It is an extremely upbeat song, which is going to be a lot of fun. He may open with it. It wouldn't surprise me. But I'm going to take Can't Stop the Feeling because I think that's a must play.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's your next pick?
I was going to say one of his new country songs. He's got to do that. He's there promoting his new album.
Sure.
So that's a pretty safe one. I don't know anything about his new country album, but I would say whatever the biggest hit is off of that, the biggest single.
Well, the first single was Filthy.
That was the first single that they released?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll go with that one.
Okay. Fair enough.
Is that a really popular song?
I have not heard any of them, to be honest with you, but I don't listen to new music really. So
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll go with that one, just because he's gotta promote it. You know, it makes business sense to do that.
Yep.
So all right.
I would agree. All right, my second song, I am going to take probably his most popular older song from 2003. I'm gonna take "Rock Your Body."
It's a good one.
A personal favorite of mine. Matt, what are you going to do for your third and final song?
Oh, "Rock Your Body" is almost a guarantee because he likes the beatbox, and that song features a beatbox section
Heck yeah.
that I'm sure he's gonna tool all over with that one. Okay, I'm running out of my Justin Timberlake knowledge is failing me here. The only songs I can think of now are in sync songs, and I don't want to violate my previous bet. I want to stand by that and say if they're not showing up.
Well, Matt, probably the biggest songs that we haven't chosen, and I am not planning to choose, so maybe I'll give you kind of a rope here. "Cry Me a River," "Sexy Back,"
I
"Summer
don't think
Love,"
he's going to do "Sexy Back."
"Suit and
I
Tie."
think that's not really the venue for it. "Suit and Tie," it's a little tame. That song's a little tame for the Super Bowl. But then again, they could do like some kind of cool costuming with that one.
No.
And the Super Bowl loves their costuming.
Yeah, I mean, according to Vegas, the most likely song they say that we haven't picked is "Sexy Back," followed by "Cry Me a River."
I liked "Cry Me a River." I was thinking of that one.
Okay. You got it.
No. I don't want to go with that one.
Okay.
I don't want to change my mind.
Okay.
I'm singing it. I'm singing each song in my head and thinking what would make a good Super Bowl song, and that really doesn't make me great. Like it's not. Super Bowl songs are usually filled with energy and excitement, and that song is not really that. "Sexy Back," I would say, but I don't think it's the right forum for it. I think he knows that families are watching and stuff, and also with the
Yeah, you do have to pick a song. I mean, I named most of the big ones. Like I said, there was 4 minutes with Madonna.
I'm going to the.
Okay.
Do you have them written down in our chat, right?
Well, I have some of them. I mean,
you have the Vegas line. I'm just kind of reading that.
His Wikipedia discography is pretty extensive. If you can get to it while you're doing that, Matt, I'll make my pick, which is something I don't think you'll pick. So I'm not worried about sort of overlapping. I'm going to go out in left field, Matt. You got to tell me this may violate the rules, so I'm going to leave it up to you. But I'm going to go out in left field. I said, he's got to have a guest. And if it's not NSYNC, who is it going to be? Well, what is Justin Timberlake known for as of late? And that's his comedy chops, right? He's good buddies with Jimmy Fallon. And he's done a lot of work with the Lonely Island guys. I think he will perform one of... See, this is where you got to... If I get to cover all three in my bet, he's going to do one of the 3 songs he did with them, which were either Dick in a Box, Mother Lover, or Three Way. And I think he does either one of those or a medley of the 3 with the guys from Lonely Island.
Okay. You can totally make that bet.
Okay.
Put that in there.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go with What Goes Around. Did you pick that one?
No.
What Goes Around? Yeah, I'm gonna pick What Goes Around because I think that's one that he could sample. He's not gonna sing probably not the full song, maybe just like a couple of verses and then the chorus, and then it's an easy one to transition into a different song, and I think he can squeeze that in somewhere. Sure. Because it is an important part of his discography.
Absolutely.
I'm really happy you made the island bet because there is no way that's going to happen, Sean. You realize that, right? There's no way in hell.
You're probably right. But Matt, I feel
there's no way the NFL is going to allow him to perform "It's My Dick in a Box" on a stage in front of like millions of people. No, it's so not gonna happen.
Okay, famous last words. I'll replay this next week after it happens.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I feel
Fair
confident.
enough.
I'm shocked you
We
didn't
will
pick
see.
Sexy Back.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge.
Why is that?
Because I just think there's such a high, like compared to what goes around. I just think it's way more likely they pick Sexy Back. But that's fine. Hey, your picks.
Sexy Back is easily like it's much more of an exciting song, but I just don't think it's the right venue.
No, that's.
I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
We'll see.
I think he's going to try to play close to the vest because he's promoting a new album, and he's trying to show that he's the grown-up, mature Justin Timberlake. And he starts singing about being somebody's like sexual slave. I don't know if NFL is going to take kindly to that.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not that he's scared of the NFL or anything. I'm sure he's not, but
cool. All right, 3 songs apiece. Set
but
list.
we'll see.
We'll keep an eye on that.
We'll see.
Matt, this is easily going to be our longest episode ever. We've been doing this forever. So we're going to chug along here to bets surrounding the game itself. I've got a couple in here. Again, these are all real Super Bowl bets. You can make your pick on. Starting with this interesting one, which we haven't done before. Which will be longer, Matt? The longest made field goal or the longest made reception?
Yeah, when I was reading this bet, I wasn't entirely sure what you meant.
Yeah.
Do you mean which one will cover a longer distance?
Yes.
The longest field goal in the game?
Yes. Or the longest reception.
Okay.
Now remember, a long field goal is in your 50-plus range, would be considered a very long field goal. And that's about the same for a reception. So.
All right. Who gets to make this one first? I think you do, because I made the song. I did the song pick first.
Yeah, I've got no problem with that. I am going to say, despite Tom Brady's throwing power, and I think he certainly could, and Nick Foles has got a decent arm on him too, I'm going to take the field goal on this one, specifically because the Patriots have a Hall of Fame caliber kicker, which is saying a lot because I think there's only like 2 kickers in the Hall of Fame. Gostkowski, he's fantastic, especially at long distances and in a covered stadium. And the Eagles have a good kicker whose name I can't remember, but he's also pretty good. So I think in a tight game, it's going to come down to a few kicks, and I think that there's a decent chance for a long field goal. So I'm going to take the field goal.
Well, yeah. Gosh, this is probably the toughest bet of the night for me. I'm really tempted to agree with you and go with the kicker because
yeah, you can.
I'll explain my logic is, you have a great defense in the Eagles, one of the best defenses. You have a really great defense in the Patriots too, that are capable of stopping Foles a lot. When you have great defenses like that, and you prevent, those kind of long passes from happening, and you stop teams, because both teams have a reasonably good running game at the same time. They can get the ball down the field to set up those long kicks. And it's a dome stadium. That's probably the clincher right there. The wind is not a factor. So I think the coaches will be tempted to go for those long kicks in this environment, whereas if it was an open stadium, they'd be a little bit more hesitant.
Yep.
But at the same time, Tom Brady is in the game. And if Tom Brady's on the field, like, why wouldn't you just lob it down? Like, what? Just go for goals.
He's been throwing a lot of long. You got Gronk. He's been throwing a lot of long passes recently.
Yes. So I very much doubt the longest reception will be held by Foles. So it's really between Brady's arm or Philly's defense holding New England to the point where they would try longer field goals. And it kind of speaks to the philosophy of, like, do you think it's going to be a high-scoring or low-scoring game? I'll go with the kick. I'll agree with you. I'll say the kick is going to be the longer one.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's see here. We've got another bet. We'll skip the total touchdowns bet because I think that's a little generic. But I will say, Matt, fan of the show, friend of ours, Dan Miller suggested a bet on this week's Don't Panic episode, and I thought it would be fun for us to pick it. Dan is really excited about the opportunity for a shutout, one of the teams ending the game, or even half, he said, even halftime, with 0 points, a true shutout, which either hasn't happened in the Super Bowl or hasn't happened in a very long time. It's extreme. It just doesn't. It may have never happened before. And Dan wanted us to pick whether or not this will be a shutout Super Bowl. Matt, you get to pick this one first. Will this be a shutout? So are you willing to take the gamble and say yes, this will be a shutout Super Bowl?
I'm wondering if Dan would like to make a side bet with me. Superfan Dan Miller, make a side bet with me, for actual money. I would love to do that because I'm so sure that this is not going to be a shutout.
Okay.
All right. That seems absolute bonkers to me. So, for the record, there has never been a shutout Super Bowl. It has never happened.
But Matt,
the lowest scoring Super Bowl to date.
I would guess
the
3
lowest
points.
scoring Super Bowl to date was between the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Redskins. And it was the 1972 Super Bowl where the Dolphins defeated the Redskins by the score of 14-7.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, but then again, as of last year, there had never been an overtime Super Bowl. So.
That's true. I don't see these are two very good teams. It's not like there's some kind of fluke and one team actually sucks. They're actually, both teams are at the point where I don't see a shutout happening.
And I agree.
Don't.
I agree completely.
I just don't. There's a reason. There's a very good reason you don't see shutouts happening in Super Bowls, and it's because, with the exception of Broncos-Seahawks, which I think was just a fantastic, beautiful comedy of errors.
Mm-hmm.
The teams that are there deserve to be. And even with Broncos-Seahawks, remember the hype behind that game?
Oh, yeah, that was a game for the ages. Also, the only Super Bowl to ever start with a safety. So
yes,
that was a weird game.
It was just a debacle for the Seahawks for the
Seahawks.
From the first minute for the Seahawks, yeah. But yeah, no, that one, oh gosh. That was the hype around it though. You remember, gunslinging Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Young upstart Russell Wilson. Yeah, I mean the Legion of Boom.
Exactly, Legion of Boom. The Seahawks had the best defense ever, they said. Statistically the best defense ever, and they just absolutely imploded. They looked horrible, and it was an absolute disaster. I think a lot of that had more to do with coaching than anything else, but we'll save that discussion for another time because I know we're already running long, but
we're running fantastically long, but that's okay. We'll keep chugging along here because we've got one more in-game bet, and this is kind of a weird one, but I thought it was neat. So apparently, Matt, and there were more than a dozen of these where you can say which will be more something that happens in the game versus something that has nothing to do with the Super Bowl. Which is bizarre to me. And I just kind of like this one because I thought it was neat. Matt, which will be more, Brady completions in the Super Bowl or Kevin Durant scoring points in the Warriors game against the Nuggets on Saturday? This is a real bet you can put money on.
This is weird. Why is this even in here?
But they're all there's which will be more, Jay Ajayi rushing yards or 3-point attempts by it's so bizarre and there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I know nothing about the basketball players. I know nothing about the basketball. I don't know who Kevin Durant is. I don't know how many points he scores. I don't even know where the Nuggets play.
Are you joking? Do you actually not know who Kevin Durant is?
No, I do. I've heard of him. I know he's a very good basketball player, but that's really about all I know about him.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So Gosh, what is the bet again? What
It
was
is
the exact
which will be
wording of the
more
bet?
Tom Brady completions, pass completions, or Kevin Durant points in the game against the Nuggets on Saturday.
Well, see, I don't know. I don't know if the Nuggets are a good team or not. I know next to nothing about
Oh,
the
boy.
current state of basketball in the NBA.
The,
But
the good news is, Matt, I
I
think
am going
I
to
get
still
to
make a bet,
well, I get to pick
and
this
I
one
think you do get to
first.
pick first.
And
Yeah,
I'm going to give
go
you a
for
lot
it.
of data that's going to help you make your pick. So, I did look into this. It is interesting. Kevin Durant, last year's championship MVP, Nuggets, not a very good team. But interestingly enough, he in his last 2 games, he didn't break the 20 mark. And throughout the season, he's only averaging about 25, whereas Tom Brady throughout the regular season was averaging between 20 and 30 completions a game. Now, of course, they're playing a pretty strong defense, but even against Buffalo, who had a strong defense, Brady had 21 completions. Against Pittsburgh, 22. Buffalo, again, 21. So it's actually a good bet. It's going to be tight. But I am going to go ahead, and I think Durant is due for a breakout game. And I think Tom Brady is going to put up between 20 and 25 completions, and I think Durant will top that in points.
Okay, I'm going to take the opposite. I'm
Okay.
going to say that Brady puts up more completions. And I'm basing that solely off of the data that you just revealed. I'm just going to take the opposite approach and say Durant is not due for a breakout, and he's going to stay shitty. And
Fair enough.
Brady's going to be trying a lot harder because it's the Super Bowl.
Fair enough.
So I'll go with that.
Alrighty.
But then again, you may have me because the Eagles' defense looks pretty good. So
But last year against a pretty good Atlanta defense, he had like a crazy number of completions. So when it's the Super Bowl, no rules apply. So
true.
it's such a toss-up.
It's
It's just a
absolutely
goofy,
true.
fun, who knows.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, let's jump ahead to the end of the game. The Gatorade dump. You mentioned this at the top of the show. We've bet on this one before. Hopefully we'll get a result this year. Here's how Vegas is breaking it down. Either lime green or yellow Gatorade, they combine them. 9-4, your best odds. Orange Gatorade 5-2, red 2-1, clear or water 4-1, blue 7-1, purple 10-1. Now I will say we didn't see one last year back in 2016. They dumped orange on Gary Kubiak, who won on behalf of the Broncos. Matt, you get to pick this one first. What do you think of the Gatorade dump?
I'm gonna go with red this year. Red Gatorade.
Any reason why?
Well, you got the Patriots. See, I honestly don't think there is any logic or reasoning behind the color of the Gatorade. It just seems to be an absolute random selection. I was going to say red. This is the only reason I thought red. Well, because the Patriots, number one of their colors. But number two, it shows up well on TV.
Okay.
You know,
That's fair.
also just as some kind of like subtle nod to Trump and the Republican Congress, I guess, because their electoral college color is red, and we all know that that's his boy there, Belichick and Kraft. Not that I think they'll think that far into it. If the Eagles win, though, I think the color is going to be clear Gatorade.
Okay.
I'm changing to clear.
Okay.
I want it to be clear Gatorade.
Okay.
Just clear. Because that's happened in the past, right? I believe it has.
Well, I think it's just water at that point. But yes, it has.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Alrighty, I am gonna go. Oh, this is it's a real tough one. And I think, to be honest, Matt, I think we put more thought into picking colors than the actual teams do. I don't think they're like, well, we're the Patriots, so we should have red or blue gate. It's like, oh, the home team's the Vikings, they should have the purple gate. It's like I don't think they really think it through that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and, for really no reason at all, I'm gonna pick orange. I guess my key thoughts too. I will say the first one is that, like your previous thought, I think orange will show up well on TV better than clear. And I think two, orange is Gatorade's company color. And they're paying a lot of money to sponsor the NFL and the Super Bowl. And so I think they want to be on brand with the orange Gatorade.
Yeah.
That's my bet. But it's probably whatever they had in the closet that day that they could just dump into the buckets. I mean, that is such a weird one to pick. So hopefully one of these years we'll finally get it right.
I had hoped that the color had something to do with the team.
You would think.
That won or something, but
you would think.
I don't know. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to it at all.
I agree. Now, Matt, we're getting to our final bets here of the night, and this is the big daddy. We're gonna do the winner, the final score, and the MVP in that order, Matt. And this is the one that people have been waiting for. You did the colors first, so I guess I'll pick the winner and the final score first, and then we'll do the MVP after that. But Matt, oh boy. I am extremely conflicted on picking a winner on this Super Bowl. Not because I necessarily think it'll be close, because I think it's going to be less close than some previous Super Bowls Patriots usually play. I don't think it'll be crazy close. I just don't know who will be ahead. I just think one of the two will pull ahead. I just don't know who it will be. And it's a bit of a struggle. I think I'm going to... I give the Eagles more of a chance than I think a lot of people do, but I am going to lean on the safe bet here. I'm going to take the New England Patriots to win Super Bowl 52, which means I just curse them to lose. And I'm going to give them a final score of 28-24 in favor of the Pats. Now, Matt, what is your prediction for the outcome of the game?
Yeah, I too predict that the New England Patriots will win. My score is going to be a little bit lower. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. And I think my final score, I've got New England 21. No, New England 24. And no, you know what? Let me play this back in my head. Let me rewind a little bit. Okay. I'm just kind of playing the whole game out.
Yeah, no, you're doing some intense calculation.
Indeed. I'm kind of like playing Madden between these two teams, just like a really quick game, kind of seeing who wins. I got to go with final score, New England 21. Okay. Philadelphia 17.
Okay. Good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick. Mm-hmm. Now, Matt, you might be interested to know, by the way, speaking of Madden, every year they do a Madden official simulation of the game. And this year, and apparently with one of the craziest ending, the article just said it was a crazy ending. I didn't read the whole article, so I don't really know what exactly happened. But the final score was a tie, 30-30.
Whoa.
Patriots, and what's crazy is Patriots led 24-10 in the fourth quarter. Eagles scored 18 unanswered. Patriots complete a 99-yard drive with an 87-yard touchdown in the final minute. And the Eagles blocked the extra point and returned it the other way to tie the game.
Oh, my God.
So this is not realistic in any way. And the final, Patriots win 36-30. So I don't see that happening, but at least they think the Patriots will win.
So the Patriots win in overtime?
Yes, and what, if it were real, would be the most insane football game probably ever played.
I wish that actually, I hope something like that actually happens.
I want a boring, Matt, after last year, I want the most boring Super Bowl. Last year nearly goddamn killed me. And this year I just want, even if it's either, no, because I don't want a team to run up a lead, because then you'll just think they'll catch up. So no, I just want like a mild, boring game. Please. Now, Matt, last bet of the night, game MVP. Historically, we've been terrible at this. Last year, we both picked opposing quarterbacks, and we were wrong. So you get to decide, Matt. You get to go first. Who will be the MVP of Super Bowl 52? Now, the betting markets, they've got Brady Foles up near the top, of course, being the quarterbacks. Gronkowski on the Eagles. Jay Ajayi kind of tossed in with Blunt and Ertz and some of the other offensive players.
Oh, it's pretty straightforward here. It's going to be Brady, I think. It's going to be Brady because, I mean, why wouldn't it be? I mean, this is a lot of whispers are going around. This might be it for him. This might be his, swan song kind of. Mm-hmm. I don't believe any of these whispers, mind you, but they are going around that, if he wins this, he might want to just consider going out on top. Football is a taxing game. It takes a physical toll on your body. And who wouldn't want to go out with the record he has with the past 5 years that they've had with him at the helm? I mean, I would go out on the top of my game. So I would say Brady. I'd say they would give it to Brady just because those rumors are starting, and there's always the chance that something like that might happen. It won't happen. It almost certainly won't. But it's got to be Brady for the MVP. Who else are you going to give it to?
Well, Matt, I'll tell you who else you'll give it to. Now, Tom Brady, 4-time Super Bowl MVP. Most recently, he's won it the last 2 Super Bowls they've played and won, including last year's. He was the MVP in both. That's why I don't think he'll get picked again. I think it's too no one wants to give him a third MVP trophy in 4 years. I think that is crazy, even if he has a great game. And that is why I am going to say that it will be an offensive player on New England. I'm not sure who it'll be. It depends on the game plan. If the Eagles can cover Gronkowski well, it won't be him. I think, you look at Amendola and they make these crazy catches in the game. But I'm going to say Gronkowski. I think Gronk, who's had an excellent season, who I think, because the defense of the Eagles is so good, they're going to need him. He's really their defense beater character because he's just so tall. I think he has a couple big receptions, especially towards the end of the game, and I think he's got a good chance to win it. So I'm going to give it to Gronkowski on this. I don't think it'll be Tom Brady. I think if the Patriots win, unless he does something unless he runs it himself 99 yards for a touchdown, I think they're going to give it to someone else.
Yeah, but a tight end?
Yeah, absolutely.
A pretty risky bet there. Gronk. The thing about the Patriots, though, is that while no one wants to give Tom Brady 3 MVP awards in the past 4 years, nobody wanted to see the New England Patriots participate in the Super Bowl in the 3 out of the last 4 years. But it happened anyway.
Yeah, but they didn't vote on that. That's the difference. They get to put in a vote on the MVP. They get to say, you know what, Tom, and there's a good chance Tom won regular season MVP too. They're like, no, we're not. No, we're not.
I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I think he's kind of the poster child of the NFL at this point. They love him. They can't get enough Tom Brady. Why wouldn't they want to give him another trophy? If they give him a trophy every day for the rest of his life, I think they would.
Well, that's a fair point.
I think it's going to go to him. A part of me really wants to go rogue here and take away my last 2 bets and say Foles is going to be the MVP and then just swap the scores out and say that Philly's going to win it by the same score.
You can if you want. I won't stop you.
Sure, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, Sean. I'm going to do it. Make it happen.
Oh, shit.
I'm taking a risk here. Just to be clear, I want you to
canceled
switch.
About 8 bets tonight.
Yeah, I'm going back on it because I don't want. God damn it, I don't want the Patriots to win another Super Bowl. I just don't. I don't want it to happen.
Okay.
I'm so sick of them, Sean.
So
I'm
you
so
have,
sick and tired of the Patriots.
so we're clear. You have the Eagles winning 21-17 with the
That's correct.
MVP
The
of the
Eagles are going to
game
win.
being future Hall of Famer and noted NFL
Nick Foles.
superstar
Nick
Nicholas
frigging
Foles.
Foles.
Yes.
And as much as I hate the Eagles and really don't want to see them win, God damn it, I don't want. I just can't. I just can't sit and watch the Patriots win another Super Bowl.
I think it makes it more exciting. I think
Yes.
it's more fun.
Mm-hmm. I would very much hate. Really, the best case scenario is that they cancel the Super Bowl
And everyone just goes home.
None of them play, and so neither of them can win. But I don't want to see the Eagles bring another trophy to the NFC North, NFC East. I mean, I don't want to see it happen. But you know what? It would be better than seeing Tom Brady and the Patriots celebrating another goddamn Super Bowl.
They're six.
It's been like 5 years, Sean. It's been like we're bordering on Yankees territory here.
Oh, yeah.
1990s Joe Torre Yankees territory.
Oh, totally.
So I'm going Eagles. I'm going Foles, the MVP.
Dope.
Final score, Philadelphia. What I have, Philadelphia 21.
21-17.
New England 17.
Yep.
I'm locking it in.
All right. Well, if you're gonna do that, Matt, then I'm gonna change my bet a little bit.
Okay.
I still got the Pats. I still got the same score. I'm gonna take Brady as MVP.
I want to change my score to 20-17. Just take that one little point off.
Okay. This is going to be very confusing for the people at home to keep track. So
final, I have the Philadelphia Eagles winning 20-17. Final, Nick Foles MVP.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. And I have Pats 28-24 with Brady as the MVP.
Yeah.
For the exact opposite reasons I stated earlier.
Indeed.
Okay. There you go. There you go, Matt.
Wait, so what was your spread again?
28-24. I think it'll be a little higher scoring than you predicted.
Okay. All right. Well,
and that's it. We've done it.
We'll just have to see how it plays out.
That's right. This Sunday, be there. Kickoff is at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. As I mentioned, I will be live tweeting the results during the Super Bowl. So, like right after the national anthem, I'll let you know how it goes in the halftime show. So hopefully, we should actually. I'm just looking at the list of the bets. Short of the Gatorade, if we don't get a clear shot of that, I think all of these we can get the answer to on Sunday. So by Sunday night, we'll be able to tell you who won. So you can check that out at Up for Debate TV on Twitter is the account to follow. And we'll be back next week with the full results and our recap and review of how the Super Bowl went. Who knows? Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised and it'll be nice and exciting. That will be next Thursday here on Up for Debate at upfordebate.tv, which is our website. And you can go there and get all the episodes and all the information on where to subscribe to the show. If you've got feedback, upfordebatetv@gmail.com is our email address. That is going to wrap it up here for this show. We appreciate you joining us. Hope you had as much fun as we did. On behalf of Matt, I'm Sean. And thank you for being here. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you next time for some fun results and good discussion here on Up for Debate.